Hello everyone, Velocity here. I wanted to quickly do a video about the Captain Vor rework in Warframe for the Isleweaver update. As some of you might be familiar with, Digital Streams has actually stated in their stream, I think about 6 months ago or so, that they are working on updating the Captain Vor boss fight, and now it's actually finally here for us to enjoy. There's a couple of key things that have changed in the fight that make the fight a little bit more difficult, but also a bit more fun, and for the more veteran players, it also makes the fight much more rewarding to actually repeat it nowadays. The biggest change to that for the Steelpath encounter with Captain Vor is that Captain Vor now drops arcanes. He has a drop pool of 6 or 7 arcanes. Those are Arcane Battery, Arcane Power Rim, Arcane Blessing, which has a nice synergy with Bellicose, Arcane Steadfast, Primary Obstruct, Cascadia Flare, and Secondary Surge. Out of all of those, I personally feel like Cascadia Flare is likely the best one because it works so well on so many secondaries in the game. Just to have that incredible amount of damage boost from 480% if you apply heat damage, which personally goes really well for, say for example, the Orcu core or the Kuvanu core. And it really is amazing that you now have a way to farm arcanes in like a minute or minute and a half if you're doing it right, and that is kind of what I want to show you today. I just want to show you just how quickly you can farm the arcanes and how little effort it is for you to either make some additional platinum if you don't mind selling quote-unquote low value items on like Warframe market, or if you really need to farm a couple of arcanes that you've been missing, that you otherwise didn't want to farm, because for example Cascadia Flare is from Titania's Pass on Mars, so the mirror defense that we first had to do. It's a pretty long grind to actually get it, but now it's been made so much easier for us to actually acquire that arcane by that fight. And the good news also is that even if you already have all of those arcanes, I personally feel like this is the fastest vosfor grinding method that we have in the game. Yes, there is the Void Cascade on the Zaruman that most people do in level cap, so you go 120 rounds, you bring a mob booster, but you don't always have a mob booster that you can bring to make sure that you actually get more arcane drops. And honestly, I feel like Captain Vor is still going to be easier, especially if you're using a frame to do it fast. Like for this example, I'm going to be using Titania just to quickly show it off, but many other frames are going to work just as well, if not even better, depending on how fast you are, how comfortable you are with the tile set. But I think that is just going to be enough rambling for me. So let me just quickly pop into the arsenal, quickly show you the build, just so you know what I'm working with. I'm running 1 cast speed shot, I'm running 3 ability duration shots, and then for the Titania build, I personally cannot take credit for it. I personally took the build from somebody else, and honestly it's been serving me really well. I've been meaning to update my Titania, but I personally just haven't spent enough time actually looking into it. The key takeaway point is that I'm running Zarta's Whisper, and the main reason for that is if I show you the Pixia that go with it. We have modded for Blast and Innovate, and the main reason is that there is an incredibly busted synergy between Zarta's Whisper and Blast. You just get insane red crits all the time, and you do AoE damage, which was the biggest downside of Titania for a long time, but with that interaction, you basically don't have any problems more. Just to quickly show it off as well, here's the companion. I'm using the Vasca kavat. Nothing too special about that one. It's basically just there that if I die on Titania, I get a free revive where I don't have to do anything. Here's the claws, just in case you need to see them, but if you're in Razor Wing, you don't even really get to use the Vasca kavat, so it's basically just there to buff the fire rate and then to revive me in case I die. So let us quickly queue in for Tolstoy on Mercury and quickly fight Captain Vor, just so I can show you how fast it can go. Right, and we are in the mission. So first thing, you want to go into your Razor Wing Blitz form, you want to hold on your first ability just to not have to deal with any negative debuffs. You can use it a couple of times just to stack the Razor with Spling Augment, just so you're a lot faster. and the rest basically just comes down to make you 30 years as possible. We already fight, I'm not going to be able to really talk about it. As you can see, first phase is basically you shoot war, and you have a couple of enemies that spawn, then you shoot war again. And once he goes into a different one. The benefit of Titania is that you're so fast that you barely get damaged by any of the lasers, otherwise they just do quite a bit of damage to you. And they also play force electric fog, which can quickly kill you. Here's the canister that I mentioned earlier in the video. Just have to quickly kill them, take them out, and then you can shoot war in the face once more, and that's the pilot. I have been told by a couple of people that there is apparently also a hacking mechanic. I personally haven't encountered it, but that is likely just due to me killing him way too fast for it to even show up. And this is pretty much it. This is the entire mission. Captain Vor took me 1 minute 14 with not even perfect flying, so I feel like if you're much better than me at flying at high speeds, you can easily get that down to like 50 seconds or so, depending on the tie set and if you have locked doors that you need to open. But overall, this is like really quickly. And honestly, I would recommend go and farm war, because even if you don't need those arcanes, you can always turn them into vosfor and get, for example, the Eidolon arcanes or Doviri arcanes, right? So now is one of the best times to actually farm all those arcanes just for your own collection, to make some platinum. Or in my case, I'm just going to keep farming them just to get more vosfor and get some of the other arcanes that I'm personally too lazy to farm. And that's about it. I already dragged out the video way longer than I liked. I hope that you liked a video with my voice. I'm not the best at it. It took me a couple of tries to properly record this, but I hope you're going to enjoy. And I'm going to see you in the next video, I suppose. I have no idea when that happens, what it will be about, but take care, everybody.